So, this is my last video, 110th, and I thought I'd show my background a bit more. Actually, didn't realize it can be like this. I would have probably shown it earlier, but I'm so big on backgrounds. It's just like I just really don't like those videos. I mean, I'd still watch them if there is good content. But when in the background you can just see a wardrobe and there's an ironing board, or just don't know. It really bugs me, and so I always make sure my background is either plain or something nice to look at. And so yeah, I like this. I didn't know I could do this. Strange. Anyway, for some reason the angle was wrong. I think I wasn't using what I'm using now in terms of the tripod. And you can see here, so that, and that, well, three squares, like one is pink, the other one is sort of beige, and the other one is a very pale pink as well, are my old affirmations, my old kind of manifestation kind of, and I need to replace them. I will probably before the eclipses. But the top one is the one I haven't yet achieved, but I haven't done much on it either. Actually, I don't know if I haven't measured myself. It's a weight thing, and I around the corona in particular, but generally it's my thing anyway. So, but the other two, definitely have been embodying more deeply, and yeah, kind of am there. They have manifested and are manifesting still. But yeah, so yeah, don't know. I was thinking, like, on one hand, I'm kind of looking forward to the end of this in the sense of every day, because yeah, just because yeah. But also I suppose it's nice to come to an end of something. But then also I definitely was feeling, as I was kind of thinking about this for the last maybe couple of weeks, I actually feel genuine sadness that this is the last. I mean, obviously it doesn't have to be. I can be back tomorrow. No one's gonna stop me if I wanted to be. But I doubt. Well, yeah. So I suppose I can talk a little bit about. Actually, there was something I was going to talk about. Let me pause this for a moment. Nope, nothing's coming. I cannot remember. I have a feeling it was just a topic, but I feel actually I want to talk about the ending and not a review of what happened, because, like, I don't know if I'm there yet to, like, what, like, lessons learned type of thing. But I did think about it, like, throughout, like I said, over the last couple of weeks, more so than before. Like, so what did I achieve? Did you achieve anything? What was the purpose? I mean, I said the purpose up front, but at the outset, but did it meet my requirements? Did it meet my expectations? What did it do? What did the fact that I, showed up here for 110 days in a row, what did it do for me, to me? How did it add value, right? How's my life better for it? And I don't think it's actually anything palpable. Well, like, it's subtle is what I mean. Because I do feel I'm getting, like, really comfortable. I mean, I don't know. Well, I was going to say really comfortable in front of the camera, but I think I really was always comfortable in front of the camera. On stage, performing, or just being me, or whatever. So, no, it's not that. But there is something... yeah, there is something about... And you might even think, if you're watching this, anyone is... consecutively, like how it actually happened, that I moved from, this whole hair thing, for instance, that is a minor thing in a way, but at the same time, I really, if I could be around the house like this, I would. And I say would, as if I can't. Well, I can't only because it's not practical. If I'm, yeah, so let's say I'm just writing something. It's just, no, it's not practical. It would be in the way, and it's quite long. It would get caught up under my arm. No, I can't. It's, yeah. So my point is, I would actually love to look like this more to myself daily, but I'll probably do it in sort of when I'm not doing much or something. I don't know, because, and so that's new to me. That's news to me in general. Sorry, that's new for me. Kind of like really was always, this would be only sometimes I would only wear my hair down when I go out, to kind of look good or whatever, to create a certain look. But because it's impractical, I never do it around the house or at work, ever, especially work. It's like too messy. And yes, anyway, so I feel like just playing with my look differently, but I don't know if that's because of this. I feel like it's not. It's just where I'm at in my life, or that's where I've been unfolding into anyway. But then it must have. I mean, it must have done something. So maybe that's that subtle piece that actually this has contributed, as in the 110 days of doing this has contributed to me enjoying me looking attractive to my own standards, obviously not to anyone's necessarily, in public, in videos, as opposed to just photos. So I wonder whether showing up here every day actually did that or helped with that, possibly, but I can't be sure. In terms of the actual, there's one lesson I learned, and it's kind of not a good lesson in the sense is I learned what doesn't work, and it's almost like it kept me busy, and it did. It was like a skeleton framework or something to hang my days on, and although I love my solitude and my time, my free time, and I have plenty of that because I love it and it feeds me properly, I would get, and I've done this in the past when I have absolutely nothing going on and I'm just, I get to that kind of pit of like meaninglessness and futility. And that's anyway a theme in my life. It's kind of part of my design, my makeup, my purpose to be experiencing these feelings anyway on a regular basis, as you may have noticed as I speak here. But yeah, definitely it was nice to have to do something every day. I did enjoy that, and I always actually do. It's just finding what it is, and it's either something creative. Although there were few times, few days when it was like, I really can't be asked. I just don't wanna. I don't care, kind of thing. But I did it, and it was fine. And so it was that. But I mean, other than that, it was like it was meaningless. In a way, it was meaningless. And maybe this is the piece about the audience, because I have, I think, 2 followers or something, and I have only someone interacted with me yesterday for the first time, and it was nice, but again, I don't know. It's so if I had a bigger audience, it maybe would be meaningful. And again, I'm back to the piece about the audience, which this channel is kind of, it's one of its center pieces. Is that I actually love audience. I just don't want to engage. So I would love for the world to watch me, not in a kind of perverse way, I meant, or creepy or anything, but I'd love to have like, I don't know, 1,000 views on my videos here. No one talks to me. No one asks me any questions. They just watch me because they find what I say inspiring, encouraging, interesting, thought-provoking. That's it. That I love the idea of audience, definitely, but not as a way of engaging with them, because this is certainly not business. And in my business side of things, I engage, but not as maybe typically businesses would, or I don't know. But yeah, so I think that may be a big piece actually, that there is no audience. So it feels like, who am I doing this for? But the point was to do it for myself. That's the kind of the ultimate point, to be doing all of this because I want to do it, and the bigger piece that is bigger than me is that I'm leaving it for prosperity. Posterity, like it'll be here. I don't know if there was ever going to be a day where online content will not be there. I don't know. I don't know if there's going to be a police one day, or cleaners, or dumpsters, or what do they call those? Damp, DAMP, damp. No, DUMP. Oh my god, when rubbish sites, with like a big major wasteland. All right, I think I'm using all the wrong words. When they just sometimes find dead bodies. If you watch, crime thrillers or whatever, there's like enormous landslides, landfill, I think. Oh god. So will there be anything like that online one day? So, and where this whole channel will end up on? But I think I know I will be doing something. I think this is what it is. I think now I probably yet don't see where this fit in the sense of it's how it's helping me get to where I want to go, where I want to be rather than go. And although essentially really this constant looking forward and planning for the future is a waste of present, and that's a waste of life, really, in a very real sense. In a very real sense, really. That feels quite emotional. Interesting. So yeah, so I feel it's possibly more that as well, that in like a couple of years' time. Like for instance, I remember a friend of mine, every time I say friend, I'm always like, what does it mean, really? No. But I do, we were friends in a conventional sense, and yeah, she's quite an unusual person, I remember. Interesting, very, I was gonna say mysterious, but it's more like very kind of closed, like not yeah, you kind of didn't really know her. I didn't really know her, but yeah. Anyway, for a relatively brief period of time, few years, we were in touch and met up and socialized together. And I at the time was like, wow, this is a lot of white. Oh my god, I love when this all becomes white. I ended up, I had my first class honors degree in English literature, which is like the top mark. It is one of probably the proudest thing in my life in terms of those kind of external achievements. And anyway, we were in a pub and we were talking, and that was like maybe a year later, maybe 6 months later, when I was like, Alina, what do I do with that? And yeah, it's amazing, and I'm so happy and proud and all that, but it's like a degree in literature. I mean, what am I going to write a book? I'm not. Well, not anyway. And she said, well, you never know. You never know what that was meant for and what that will be good for. And although I kind of actually soon after kind of started to see what it was doing and what the good it was doing, but it wasn't just that. It was like opening doors that I couldn't have opened maybe before just by trying to impress them in different ways. When they saw a foreigner had their first class honors in English literature, that to them meant English people that I was applying for jobs. It was at the time, and some really, really great jobs and good money. And so I kind of started my career in project management, which was the most lucrative one I ever had. Like I was well off. Not proper rich. I wasn't a millionaire or anything like that, but we had money. We did have money. And it's on the back of that. Literally, people were impressed, those employers who were like more conventional, traditional, whatever. So they see it is impressive, really. And the references I got from uni were equally very impressive. Anyway, but really, like at the moment, I'm so loving it that I'm using my language skills, my analytical skills for language, and just analyzing a discourse. And oh, you're just so rubbish. It's not rubbish, but it's Christmas wrappings and stuff. So that's the kind of crap I wouldn't want in my background. But I was like, okay, nothing. It's just everything that's in the background. It's great. I like it. Anyway, so that piece is hidden behind me, and it should stay that. And I'm now using that in my readings, my astrology readings, and it definitely brings it's like such a fantastic skill. I love it. I love using it. I love it's revelationary. It's when you speak, when clients bring me their written pieces, which this is the only way I work, not live. And it's like reading those texts that I used to analyze and get top marks, and not just top marks. I mean, I was called things that I just, when I need my ego stroked and reminded of how amazing I am or can be, I do go back to those essays and read those comments, and it's like, yeah, wow. So bring that to my astrology readings, and I find that's the piece, like getting those jobs and getting a great, well-paid job and a career, in fact, in project management was fantastic. Don't get me wrong, but I kind of never felt the connection with language, because the actual job had nothing to do with language in that sense. I mean, at all. It was just opening doors. So yeah, it was like, yeah, whatever. But I was grateful for the opportunities and for the jobs. But it's in this current work that I do that I can bring that in, those skills. And I love that I do that, and I love what it does for the client, and I love what it does for their shadow work, which is what I do, and it's just, yeah. So I feel this here that I've done was 110 days is gonna be something that in a near future, well, some future, I will kind of be like, this has helped me. This is in some way, I don't know. I can't foresee. I really can't. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you won't, but I wonder. I think, and also, so I'm gonna wrap up now. But although I kind of don't want to go, that's the thing. So I would. Well, I was thinking about this. Do I kind of announce something here, even though, like I say, and that's maybe what I'm learning. Okay, the bag with all the Christmas stuff is yeah, behind me. Anyway, so the piece about whether I announce something here or not is something I did think about, and that's one of the lessons here. Certainly is the lesson here. Whether it's the lesson, I'm not sure. But which is why I had this like pivot 1, 2, and 3 or whatever, and it was the last one. I was like, okay, screw the rules. I mean, I'm not really. So when I announce something, from now on, I'm going to be doing this, then I'm kind of, okay, that's the rule, so I'll stick with it. And it's a good thing for me generally, but again, until it's not. So it's almost like it's like a crutch to get me from A to B, where I'm in that stretch of the journey I'm struggling. So having that rule kind of keeps me going, not giving up. And then when I feel my own natural energy is expanding and wanting something that is not anymore within those rules, then like I did here, I just scrap the rules. So maybe I'll do that. Not sure. But what I'm talking about, what I was considering doing is kind of announcing that I will be here every week to kind of talk about, yeah. And I probably will. As I said this, I feel like a little stirring of excitement. So kind of like something like that. Or is it expires? It is a thing. Or is it a warning? Sometimes I need to be too quiet, very quiet, to know straight away what these stirrings are telling me. But yeah, so that would be something, because I don't want to. I mean, there was another piece that I was going to bring this to another channel, either my astrology channel, or maybe to another one that's this big revelation I had, epiphany I had a week or two ago, that I talked about here vaguely. So maybe bring it to that channel that I haven't got up and running yet, but maybe I will. All other thoughts I had was to duplicate content, so essentially, because I think I want to make my astrology platform far more personal, astrologically speaking, but that's kind of how I live anyway. But yeah, to be kind of like this, but more astrology. So maybe I'll double, I'll just add it here, and then I don't know whether I will eventually kind of realize that I'll need a 2 something, I don't know. And then what else was I thinking? Yeah, that's about it really. But there's part of me that really feels this platform is kind of private, even though, like I said, I have 2 subscribers and I would love to have a million people watching. Not subscribers, I don't care about subscribers. I just would love for this to be viewed, and I would love to have the world audience, but no engagement. That's my dream come true. Absolute global audience, but no engagement. And that's impossible, probably. So that's why I kind of am careful not to wish for it too much, because I would get drowned. It wouldn't be good for me. It truly would just not be, it's not for me, that kind of fame. Well, even if it's far less, I mean, even not million, 100 even, engagement would be too much for me, I think. Maybe 100 not, but 1,000. Just even thinking about it makes me gasp for air. So yeah. Hold on, I need to sneeze. Yeah, and then I thought maybe one last piece here, do more maybe on the other platform too, I don't know, is kind of get a bit more freestyle, like a bit looser, a bit kookier, a bit silly, because there is that part of me too. Just get creative, kind of, like just performance, yeah, performance not in a serious sense, but in a sense of, yeah, just, I was going to say performance art, but something like that, yeah. I don't know whether it's the right word, but the term, but yeah, so yeah, okay, 21 minutes, this is up, I think this is the longest one. You can say, okay, I just want to go. I don't. And yet I can be back tomorrow if I want to. So yeah, I don't know, we'll see what happens, but it's like I want to promise something. It's so strange, I don't know why. It's because it's to myself, that's what it is, I think. So I'll be back, even if to just wrap it up and close. But yeah, I will. This has been meaningful in a way that it was just created and the intention was to be meaningful. So I think that's what's kind of coming up as I'm about to end this and I can't, still struggling, is that it was meaningful, actually very meaningful, even though if you would, like I say, if I tried to sort of, give you a bullet list point of how meaningful, what specifically was meaningful about it, I might struggle there somewhat, but it's beyond what I already shared, and that was a bit of a struggle, but yeah, so yeah. This is so, I just genuinely can't press end. It's like, whoa, I can't just end this. But I will, obviously. I mean, just today, right? This is all. Okay, I'm gonna just stay a little bit longer. Who cares? No. I think also it's this thing. I just love being on stage. I really love being on stage, but I love being on my stage and where I'm kind of, like I say, my rules are, under my rules, which is no engagement. At least not engagement that is sort of designed to generate more engagement or generate business or all that kind of secondary motives. No, engagement because I actually enjoy it. So yeah, so this is another thing. In addition to a one audience, is that I don't mind engagement when I don't mind it, and that's it. So, but I kind of, unless there is a different way which I am yet to crack, but I found that that's the slipperiest of slopes. Once you engage, you're really not anymore alone in that transaction, if you like, and therefore you have lost at least half control of at least half of that interaction, which is only fair and right. But and that's for me, that's where it gets very quickly overwhelming and just wrong for me. And it's not about content. Sometimes that can be too, but not. It's not about what's being exchanged. Just the dynamic and energy that's there playing out in my life. The combination of the energies and all that, it just becomes something that I don't enjoy. So that's why it's there. I'm kind of quite radical, I suppose, or fixed in a way that it's like I might as well just not engage, so I don't even end up in this place, because that is kind of 9 out of 10 times guaranteed, if not 10 out of 10 times guaranteed. But audience, I love, I do. Okay, let's see. Right, so success in completing the challenge. I'm very grateful to me for having done it, and I'll be back in some form. I will be back, and probably sooner rather than later. Okay, till then, bye.